Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I'm struggling to root for the Golden Bachelorettes Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple. They don't seem genuinely happy. The Golden Bachelorette stars Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have been showing off their post-season relationship and relishing in each other, but I'm finding it hard to root for them when they don't seem genuinely happy. As Joan, who originally appeared on the Golden Bachelor Season 1, has made her way through her season of the franchise, it's been clear that there have been some bumps in the road. As the first ever Golden Bachelorette, Joan was excited to take the exclusive Bachelorette journey in hopes that she'd find a love to last the rest of her lifetime on the show. Joan's time on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 included some incredible guys, as well as some who weren't so incredible. Chock, who was a front-runner for Joan early on in the season, was somewhere in the middle for Bachelor Nation. He wasn't the most likable, but he wasn't the least as the season progressed. Though Chock was a major part of the season, Bachelor Nation struggled to take him seriously. While some accused him of being non-committal, others felt he was love-bombing the lead. Joan choosing Chock was tough for viewers, and I'm still struggling to root for the couple. As he moved through his time on the Golden Bachelorette, Chock's character was scrutinized with nearly every move he made. While Chock was made out to be a somewhat non-committal guy with a history of finding himself in sticky situations with the women in his life, there was a long-term relationship he continually alluded to prior to his time on the show that puzzled Joan and Bachelor Nation. Chock had been engaged for 9 years before the show, but before he had the chance to marry his fiancée, she tragically passed away from cancer in 2022. Although Chock was doing his best to impress Joan as he moved through the Golden Bachelorette process, it was clear that he wasn't exactly the guy he was claiming to be. Chock's behavior was overwhelming at times, and some wondered if he was trying to love-bomb Joan, giving her a major amount of affection rather than trying to grow their relationship connection over time. While Joan was falling for Chock, he was overwhelming Bachelor Nation. Viewers felt that Chock was taking things too far, too fast in his relationship with Joan, making them assume he was a red flag. Although Joan and Chock had been developing a connection throughout the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, she was conflicted at the end of the season about whether or not she was going to choose him in her final moments as the lead. While Joan had 2 finalists who appeared to fit what she was looking for, she wasn't confident in her decision between Chock and another finalist, Guy Gansard. Chock and Joan's relationship was strong, but it wasn't as strong as it could have been heading into the final days of the season. Chock was sure about Joan, but she was hesitant. Though it was clear that Joan had a tough decision to make, many Bachelor Nation viewers were hopeful that she'd make the choice not to choose at all. Joan felt that she may not be able to choose between Chock and Guy, which many felt was the right decision. It was clear that she wasn't sure, so many believed that Joan shouldn't make such a tough call when she didn't have clarity on what she wanted to do. Instead, they were hopeful that Joan would decide to be on her own, leaving Guy and Chock behind after the Golden Bachelorette. Although Joan made the decision to choose Chock, accepting his proposal during the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, their relationship hasn't been one that Bachelor Nation was entirely interested in following. Many still had bad taste in their mouths about Chock, even after Joan chose him in the finale, but have wanted to be supportive of Joan in her life post-show. Seeing that Joan and Chock have been consistently their life post Golden Bachelorette on Instagram has been overwhelming for viewers, especially knowing that they've been making it clear that they're happier than they've been before now that they're publicly together. In the weeks since the Golden Bachelorette season has ended, Joan and Chock have been sharing their lives online, with Joan consistently updating Bachelor Nation on what's happening. Whether it's a moment of the pair being long distance, Joan updating Bachelor Nation on their Christmas or Thanksgiving plans, or a video of the pair doing a TikTok trend together, the couple has been upfront about what's happening in their lives and how things have been going. While it's nice to have some transparency, the amount of content has been overwhelming, and in many ways has been too much for Bachelor Nation. In the glittering world of reality TV, where romance meets drama, viewers often find themselves wholeheartedly rooting for a couple to go the distance. The Golden Bachelorette has offered audiences a fresh perspective on love and connection later in life. Yet, as the season progresses, one couple has emerged as polarizing: Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple. While the pair certainly checks off all the surface-level boxes for a compelling love story, something feels missing. Their interactions leave viewers questioning: are they genuinely happy together? Or is this more about staying in the game? From the moment Joan Vassos graced the screen, she exuded poise, charm, and an undeniable magnetism that commanded attention. Her journey has been marked by moments of vulnerability as she opened up about past heartbreaks and the hope of finding love again. Chock Chapple, on the other hand, arrived with a quiet confidence, his wit and emotional intelligence setting him apart from the pack. On paper, they seem like the perfect match: two mature, accomplished individuals seeking meaningful companionship. But as their journey together unfolds, cracks in the facade are becoming harder to ignore. Take, for instance, their one-on-one date in last week's episode. The setting couldn't have been more romantic. A candlelit dinner under the stars, complete with a serenade by a string quartet. Yet, as the camera panned to Joan and Chock, their body language told a different story. While they smiled and exchanged pleasantries, their conversation lacked the depth and authenticity that viewers have come to expect from couples who are truly connecting. Joan's laughter felt forced, her eyes darting around as though searching for an escape. Chock, for his part, seemed to be performing rather than engaging, his compliments rehearsed and his demeanor overly polished. What's particularly striking is the contrast between Joan and Chock's dynamic and the genuine connections we've seen elsewhere this season. Compare them to Nancy and Pascal, whose chemistry practically leaps off the screen. Every interaction between Nancy and Pascal feels organic. Their shared smiles and lingering glances a testament to their growing bond. In contrast, Joan and Chock's moments together often feel like two people trying to convince themselves and the audience that they're in sync. Even the other contestants have started to notice the disconnect. In a candid moment during the latest group activity, Pascal remarked to Nancy that Joan and Chock seem more like business partners than romantic partners. "They're great at looking good together," he said. "But where's the spark?" This sentiment was echoed by several of the other men, who noted that Joan and Chock's interactions often feel transactional, as though they're more concerned with advancing in the competition than building a genuine relationship. Joan, for all her grace and elegance, has also shown a reluctance to let her guard down fully. While it's understandable that past experiences may have left her cautious, this emotional distance creates a barrier that even Chock's best efforts struggle to penetrate. During their heart-to-heart about family and future aspirations, Joan's responses were measured and noncommittal, leaving Chock visibly frustrated. He's expressed on more than one occasion that he values emotional openness. Yet Joan's walls remain firmly in place. It's hard to root for a couple when one half seems unwilling to truly engage.